So I know this is a crappy webcam video, but I just wanted to come on and do an update really quick. After my miscarriage, about 2 weeks in, I started having some really intense cramping. And so I decided to call the nurse and see if it would be a good idea to come in and get checked and make sure everything was okay, or if this was normal and not really something to worry about. Well, I called the nurse and they said it would be a good idea to get in and just make sure that it wasn't ectopic, that there was nothing left over. And so I did. They did a really quick ultrasound to make sure that there were no more products of conception left. And it looked like it was all clear. The doctor said that he's not too worried because I've only had 2 early losses. I'm sure it's not that many in the grand scheme of things, but I would rather it not happen again. He said that next time I find out I'm pregnant, to come in right away and we'll get the progesterone checked and the levels checked and make sure everything's kind of progressing normally. So once I ovulate, I will be testing pretty early so that I know if I'm pregnant, so I can go in and get my levels checked right away. And if I have low progesterone, I can get on suppositories and things. I think I will probably do progesterone cream. I did grab some, and I bought another pack of really cheap, like internet cheapies, like cheap pregnancy tests, so that I can test every day, probably starting around 7 DPO. Plus, I'm a pee on a stickaholic. So hopefully this cycle continues as normal. I normally ovulate around cycle day 19 through 22-ish on a normal cycle. So I really hope. I mean, I'd like to ovulate early, but I don't think that's going to happen based on the fact that I haven't got any positive OPKs yet. So fingers crossed, and I'll add an update when I have one. Bye.
Hello, I thought I would come on and do an update. I'm really hoping that I get a positive OPK soon, so I'm going to try to film some of the tests. I'm on cycle day 18, and yesterday my OPK was dark, but not quite positive. So I had this before earlier in my cycle, around cycle day 13. It got really, really close to positive, and then it completely faded the next day. And my temps started to rise on my chart and then kind of went back down. So I don't think I ovulated then. Hopefully, I mean, this is about when I would ovulate in a normal cycle, so this one kind of makes sense. So I'll try not to show you me dipping the stick. I'm going to use a wand though. I'm kind of getting over that cold still. See if it will focus. Well, that's a good sign. I can already see the test line. I think this one's going to be positive. Yeah, that one for sure is going to be positive. Yay! Okay, so I'm kind of back to normal then. I've been temping pretty regularly at like the same time. What was frustrating about the last cycle, the one I got pregnant, I was temping until I got like a positive ovulation test, and then the battery died in my thermometer and I couldn't find one at the local like shop. So it took me a few days and I missed all of that. I mean, it took me like 3 or 4 days to find another battery. And so I didn't get to see what happened with my charts when I ovulated, if I dipped and then rose back up. I hear babies. So this is looking so dark. How exciting. I'm so excited. So if I'm cycle day 18 now, I will probably ovulate cycle day 19. Did I say that right? I think so. So I'll probably ovulate cycle day 19 or 20. I'm hoping that my chart will help tell me when I ovulate. I think generally it's the next day for me. Like usually I feel kind of stuffed the next day, so that is without a doubt a positive OPK. Yay! I don't even think I need to let it go any further, but that's awesome. So hopefully I'll attach my charts if I get a little bit, if I get a bit of a rise. I think it takes 3 days of a temp rise to confirm ovulation and get the crosshairs. So I'm really excited to hopefully see that for the first time, because last month was my first month charting and I missed the critical window. So, all right, hopefully I'll have some updates for you soon. Bye. Hey, so I said I would update once I had something showing up on Fertility Friend, and look what I got today. I got my crosshairs. I'm so excited. It was exactly when I expected it to be. So I got my positive OPK on cycle day 18, and it said I ovulated on, oops, cycle day 19, which was what I was expecting. So today I am 3 days past ovulation. So I'm really excited. I feel like everything kind of lined up, and it's interesting because the last cycle, and I think I said this already, but the last cycle my thermometer kind of pooped out on me right when I got my positive OPK, and so I never confirmed my ovulation with Fertility Friend, and so this is the first time I've ever gotten crosshairs. I'm really excited, and it's also really good to know because I get several days of positive OPKs, so it's good to know. Oh no. So I'm kind of having to put some clips together. My camera's having a really weird issue where it will lose the ability to focus after like a minute or so. I think I need a new camera, which is not that great. So what I was saying is last cycle when I got pregnant, I was temping and my thermometer battery died like the day I got my positive OPK. And so I never got to confirm ovulation. I think a baby woke up. And so this is the first time I've ever gotten crosshairs. I'm really excited about it. All the signs line up, the positive OPK, the crosshairs now showing up, and TMI, my cervical mucus has changed dramatically since when I ovulated. So pretty textbook. I'm really excited. I think we hit the window pretty perfect. So I'm going to try to test early-ish because I've had a few miscarriages now. My doctor wants to get me in as soon as possible to test my progesterone. I'm actually going to start a natural progesterone cream probably tonight, the night of 3DPO, which is how I did it with my first pregnancy. I was on progesterone cream and then the supplements. So I'm going to test probably starting 8 or 9 DPO so that I can get into the clinic and get my blood tested right away. Make sure everything's going smoothly and that my levels are fine. Hopefully I get my positive this next week. I'm gonna try testing, I think around Wednesday or Thursday of next week. I just got a new little batch of cheapy strips, so I'll be using those, and if I don't get anything by 10 days past ovulation or maybe 9 days past, I will pick up a first response because those tend to work earlier than anything else for me. So, all right, hopefully I'll do an update soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to have some exciting news for you soon. Have a good weekend.